Hi, welcome back to the next part of our tutorial to make a spaceship. Today we want to make the base mesh for later shrinking all these objects on. So for that we need here a cube and scale them down to a size that is the middle point of all. So we go here and it should reach the first steps there and not more. Because we need much different parts to make the whole chip work very well. That means when we take that here and bring it onto our spaceship, you see there are different types here that we must fill. So from that, we take us the middle and scale and set to get to this point, to that point. Then we see at the back comes something out. So the topology changed. So from that we extrude that back and scale that and set to make it smaller. Here we have one step, two step, three steps to the front. So we take here extruding one time, scale set, extruding second time, scale set, and extrude last time, or maybe not the last, scale set, and another one to get the real end of that. So that is the first we want. Then we have to do this wings here, and for that we go here and extrude that to this point and bring it to front and scale it in the X so that we fit with the reference. Extrude again and bring it to that point. So we have that. I make here a half cut so I can use a mirror and there is no difference between the left and right side. When you do it in full, you will have difference. So we take here a mirror modifier, not an X. We try it in the set. So now we have the top form we have, but only the top form isn't good because we have a 3D object. So because of that, Shift D, we duplicate that. We rotate that in the X 90, in the Z 90, and rotate Z again 180. So we see it from the front. So now we have that. And that is not what we want. We want to have it as large as it here is and as high. So for that, we first scale it to the X. So we look from front and scale X. And you see, let's go here more than middle, scale X, that they meet there where they should. Good. Now we have that. That is from the long, it fits. But now we must go in the high. And in the high, we need here such loops to recreate that correctly. So we make here one loop minimum. I make back, better we take two. Good. Then we take the middle one and say with proportional editing connected, scale set, and make here the radius by moving mouse wheel and make it crater. So you see what happens. That is the first step. We have to go down with other parts. That is surely true. And to hit more the reference. Yeah, that here isn't that what we want. So because of that, we go with this parts here. Sorry, we disable that. So we go up here, and so we have that reference. Then we go down with this point to hit the reference. That surely must go deeper, and that surely to such like that. The middle part must go up, so we bring it more. Oh, we have marked that too. That is bad. We take the middle line and bring them only to the top. So that means that we only take that one here and bring them up. We should make clipping on. Okay. So we got that. Then we take this loop here and bring them a little up. And this one here a little. Oh, sorry for that, back. Only the top, not the bottom. So we take a circle, withhold the middle mouse button, we can move that away and only handle that. Good. Here's the same, mark the whole loop, disable what we don't need with holding middle mouse wheel, and then you can drag that here. Comes out much or less. That here can be a little bit higher, I think. We must tweak them along to get there a good result, because here's very hard that what's going up there, and maybe we must tweak there a lot. So we try to reach the reference. That's our first point that we try to. That here are the front points. We bring down so that we see what happens in the back. Good. And we see this line here. Without the under part. Only this line should follow the model. So that means it must be here. Good. That here is all not as important in the moment. We can go here down, sure, to the same high, and surely here, 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 here too, and bring it also down, because later it will be sharp in the front. So from that, there's no problem. Okay. Now we have to make, you see that the form comes slowly, but it comes. And now we have to go here deeper. So we take here proportional editing connected, grabbing in the set, and then we can bring that down. That was too much, so grab set. Okay, here the same, grab a set. We don't need to make that really fine because we use here then a subdivision surface on it, and you will see that makes the ship later more perfectly than we have it in the moment. That is what we got in the moment. that is too high here in at these places. So we go down here with grabbing and roll the mouse to get the influte better. It is a fat one at the back, but not as fat as we have it here. So we bring that down. Then we have to loop here to make it sharper. That is what we did here. Then these wings should be at the end sharp. So we bring here loops in. And here the back should be sharp too, the back of the wing. So from that we use that here. Okay, so we have that here, should be rounded, that's correctly. Here it must be very much finer, and all this stuff should become much higher. So we grab that and bring that up. That is now the position, but that is too fat. I said it before. So we make here another loop in the middle and can drag from here this thing out that we hit with the reference there. Yeah, a little bit fat in the moment, but we are on the way. Let's look from the front. Grabbing. Here the influte, so roll the middle mouse to influte not so much. Then that here must come down. That here too, so that we have a little round banding on the wings that we only can reach with enough loops. So we bring in another loop more. Mark that here and grabbing. And then with the roll, we can say how much it should be banded. So we have the principles is there, but at the front we have props. So that means that here must be grabbed to a lower place. And that here too. And that here too. That comes more to this result that we like, but I think now we work here manually because this modifiers something do things that we don't want. So from that we make it manually. It should be some like that here. That should be floating, so be over the top there. And we see this hook here that is too much, so we go down with them. Okay, but here it can be a little bit up because that isn't small at the back, that is very fat at the back. Said it before. And now we try to get there a good symmetry to all of the ship. So that here is the outer line. The outer line must be the lowest ever. So we bring them down. This one here can't be as low as the other one, so we bring them up. Here's the same, it should be float, all must be in float. Then all is good. That must be the outer line. That should go more to the front, that is correctly, but that here doesn't fit, so we bring that more to this point. That here, this line from top view, we can scale Y0 So we have here straight line, nothing is false there. Take here with background selection this point and bring it more in. Here the same, we scale y0 to have a good reference point there. Here the same, scale y0 so that we have good lines overall. Good, here comes later the window in. That is surely true. That whole thing here, this under part, needs to go the same way as the other one. It should be round at front. So that means we take this words here. I make that out, bring that out. So you see we tweak here how thick the under part should be. And should be round, surely. No spaceship is only straight, it is round at the bottom. And so we tweak it like we need it. That looks a little bit wired in the moment, so we grabbing with proportional editing connected with a huge step there, that we get all this stuff up, and this line here too, but with low influence. Okay. So that we reach here normal line. That is better. Here comes the window section there. That is good. I think all in all is a little bit fat, but this thing is fat too. So for that seems okay, but I think this front here is too heavy. So Shift D, make a copy of that and look from the front and bring it to our top view. And we try that again. So rotate X 90 degrees, rotate Y 90 degrees, rotate Y 180 degrees, and we have that. So we can grab it here again, and we see what we have to do. All in all, it should be more scaled in X. So we got that. That looks much better. Hey, look what we got here when we take that here and scale it in a set. Yeah, we come near to that. That's better. Good. Here floating is okay, I see. Okay, that is better than the last one, so we can bring that to the side. Shift D, make a copy of that, bring that to the side. That here should be rotated X 90, rotate X 180, rotate Z 90, and rotate Z 180. That is our spaceship reference then there. Thing on it here comes the windows in later, and so that don't look each the same as it is in the moment, but that is that where we shrink on later. All our planes here that will be shrinked on that smooth base mesh there. So we bring them there, file, save. Good. Now the other part that we have to do is this wing front. You see it's a little bit complicated mesh that we built now. Every time we have something like organic or something else that is bended much and so on, we take simple start and then take a modifier to make the rest for us. So we take a plane, rotate x 90 degrees, scale down, edit mode, we delete what we don't need, so the 3 words we can delete, we have only 1 now. We disable proportional editing, grabbing it to the start. And now we make rough stuff modeling. That here is a mesh, so we must go here deeper, then from here to there, to there, to there, to there, and it goes down under a little bit, and then back to the lines, and then it should be halfway going. So we close that with F. So we have that base geometry, but we want to have here another. So Shift D, we take that word and extrude again to that points here, the inner point. Oh, there was one, so we can make it back and mark one and the other, and then close with that. So we need here a good topology. So for that, we need words to connect. Here are 2 words, here are non-words. So we need here 2 words more. For that, we can use that edge here and say subdivide. You see now we see 1 point more, but we want 2. So we make another. And when we look there, we have 3 now. 3 words there, and 1 in the middle we don't need at the moment. So X dissolve word. Oh, that was all marked. That was bad. Only that one. So X dissolve word. Then we have here 2 words that we can connect with the other 2 words, and we have a quad. And quad is every time good. All other is shit. Okay, so we take here an edge slide, and vertex slide. So vertex slide, then we can slide on this bar without changing all this other stuff. That is a good version. We should use them. So here we can close 2 with up, and here we miss 1. Here is 1, but there isn't 1. So we take us this edge and make 1 subdivide. Now, when we go here to vertex, we have 1 vertex more in this line. We make this edge slide, vertex slide again, and slide to the position that's near on our start there. And then we close that with that. So we got that. Then this one here should be surely there. Then we can close this face here. Then here that we can close 2. That one we will look later. 3. We need another one here. I must see that. Okay, good. We let that here gone. So we X dissolve word and close this for 1. Then we extrude from here to that middle point. And then 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, that is bad. So because of that, we close that here with F. Then we make here a loop in and close that with F and that here too. Good. Become near. Here we have 1, 2 words before the rest here comes. So when we have here 1, we need there 1 and there 2. So that means we take that here and make here 2 subdivide. Then we have 3 new loops and we only need 2. So 1 we can dissolve word. Then we have this vertex slide. We slide to the position where the other one is, so we can close that position there. Important is we have a middle, so we extrude before the middle so that we have quads. Only 4 words is 1 quad, and we only want quads. 4 sides, nothing else. Extrude that to the middle point and close it. Why we do that? Because when we build it so, it's all loopable in all directions that we want. And that is the best that we can have. I'll bring it a little bit in front so that we see better where are the words. Here we have now 2 words and 2 other words on this side. We must see how we can mix that together. We close. We bring that here with the vertex slide to that position and close this part. Then we have here 1 and here 1. So we slide them to that position and close this face here. Good. Now there are many left. We can make here a word and close that. So we go here and say subdivide. So we have 1 word there and we add slide them to, we vertex slide them to his position there. Then we close that. Quad is done. Then the same at the down part. Subdivide 1 time. Use this slide effect, but only on the word. And bring it to this place here. And we can close. So we got that. We need another word here. So we take the edge and subdivide and use again the vertex slide and close that one. F. So we have here 3 and here only 2. That means we must get in 1 more loop. And that will be a great problem because then this modifier will later don't work as well. But okay, we put in here and close that point, and the rest is simple. That to close and that here too. So that is what we got in a moment. We can take that here and from front view scale x0 to have here straight lines. Here the same scale x0 and here too, so that the topology is a little bit better. So that is our base mesh at the moment. Let's see, here is an arrow. Yeah, that is too much. So X dissolve word, and then it should be work. But here is another arrow, I think. Yeah, there is an edge behind. So we take them and X dissolve edges, or we delete the edge. So then we have that and can bring that to the middle. Now we have a normally mesh. Okay. Well, sometimes it happens. Don't ask me why. That is Blender. So Shift D, make a copy of that file, save. Now we can take their subdivision surface on it, and then we will reach that result more. But we need before an extruding. So we take all and extrude that to the back. Then we see that effect. At the back, we need a loop to sharpen that up. At the front, we'll let it in a moment. We can sharpen up that later. We can go here to level 2 and give there some smooth on. And you see it comes near to that thing that we have there. You see here he makes it too small, so we must make in a loop to sharpen it up. That we have a straight line there. Okay, that here is okay. We normally need 2 for the round is there, but it makes it real good in a moment. I must look, is there another word under it? No. Okay, from that is okay. Good. Then we can take on their where is it? Add split. That makes this arrows a little bit gone, but after the subdivision. We can take here the angle to see when that fits the best to dissolve our problems there. And we bring in another loop, how I said, to say how sharp that should be. Good. That is the first step in there. We can take here one to sharpen that up. And normally you must make here in all this stuff a loop to get them out. So we make here one and there one. So that is our thing that we can put later on, and it is not so much loops in there that you can't control it. You can control that with them, and that is the point that we want. Good. For the moment, I think that is good. We need to make here an hole in, so we can make here another loop and take this parts here in. So we take extrude and put it in. Then we can make that from the UV flat and bring here a loop in that sharpens that up. And a loop to the front, then it's real sharp. That is what we have now. We see that it isn't rounded there, so we need another loop there to get it harder and there to get it harder, and then you have real that what we see there. Good. The inner loops okay at the moment. We let it for the moment like it is. But later we will get here some out to bring them more 3D look in, and the rest maybe a little bit back, and that is then uh, the whole thing here. Good. Um, we done enough for today. Here behind comes only this thing that we built, and here we can sharpen up a little to get this more straight effect there, and here we can go a little bit near that it isn't that fat that it is in the moment, but that is okay. Can make here another loop in if you want to smallen that up or bring that to that more to that result there, but it's okay. Good. That one should not be so deep in. It should be fixed with the other. And the inner one too. And that one too. Good. So we have that builded. That was a real great stuff. That isn't easy to build such. And we need to get here a hole in later that fits with the rest there. But not today. We built this space mesh, we built that, and that is enough for today. So thank you and see you at the next tutorial. Bye.